From Neymar insulting 4 match officials to some incredibly disrespectful fans teasing the recent death of an opposing player, and even a scooter disrupting a football match. These are the most disrespectful moments in football history. And first, Mourinho got so mad after a loss that he called out his whole team right in front of all the journalists.
Maybe they don't deserve to win, but for sure we deserve to lose.
You said before the game that you had a lot of choices to make in terms of the makeup of the side after the midweek performance. Do you feel you made the right choices across the team?
No, I made 11 mistakes.
What in the world? Even though we all know Mr. the Special One for these kind of moments, this one sure seems way over the line. But that's incomparable to when Arda Turan lost his head and tried to assault a linesman.
Arda Turan looking for the free kick, doesn't get it. Has the referee seen what we've seen? He has.
And to think he only escaped with just a yellow card. A very, very lucky boy. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic got sued after making an absurd comment on his former teammate. Well, almost.
So now you don't even need me. You
Okay.
just have to talk with your friend.
How are you doing, Papus?
Yeah, I'm okay. You?
You're even more ugly in television than reality.
Thankfully, Kamara got the joke. But the next moment is no joke, as Cristiano Biraghi got injured after a missile launched by the West Ham fans hit him in the head during the UEFA Conference League final.
Free header. Well, clearly don't want to see this.
Well, it's not what we want to see. That was horrendous. I mean,
It's terrible.
Although the incident earned the West Ham faithfuls a match ban and a whopping fine of $53,000, many still think they deserved far more severe punishment for their unacceptable actions. And if you think that was crazy, did you know a veteran coach almost set the championship on fire with his corny act? But that's the story for the top 3. Guys, we'll get there soon. But first, let's see a moment so crazy that it had Valencia's home ground closed up for weeks. It took place in a league meeting between the Mestalla team and Real Madrid. The home team surprisingly took the lead in the 33rd minute, and as if that wasn't enough, their fans began to complicate things for the away side by singing racist chants towards Vinny to keep him out of the game. At first, he tried to inform the ref about it, but he was ignored. But then, in the 93rd minute, Vinny absolutely lost it when he began to hear the mono, meaning monkey in English, chants from the fans. And to think that it was him that got sent off, that got the coach so furious that he lost it in a post-match interview.
Tenemos un problema. No, yo no lo tengo, porque para mí Vinicius es el jugador más importante del mundo, más fuerte del mundo. La liga tiene un problema. Aquí es un estadio que insulta un jugador por racismo. El partido tiene que parar. Y lo diría lo mismo si ganamos 3-0.
And guys, it came as no surprise when they were fined $26,000 by the league bodies, alongside a partial closure of their stadium for the next 3 home games. Well, that kind of seems logical, as football fans are apparently considered the craziest in the world, right? Doing anything to win a match. But one would think the players ought to know better, right? Guess that's not the case with Joey Barton, as this guy shockingly admitted on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, attempting to manipulate an opposing player into getting a red card after he himself received a red card for a ridiculous foul.
The head was never gone at any stage. Once I'd been sent off, one of our players suggested I should try to take one of theirs with me.
It was in the historical game between Man City versus QPR, just a few minutes before the moment. With a lot at stake for both teams, the game was so incredibly tense that a violent breakout seemed to be only a matter of moments away. And in the 54th minute, all hell broke loose when Joey Barton decided to do the unthinkable.
Moments of magic. Oh, and Tevez has gone down on the edge of the penalty area here, clutching his face after a challenge from Joey Barton, and the assistant's seen it. Produces a red card. Joey Barton is sent off against his former club at the Etihad Stadium. And Barton's just kicked out of the Huero, and Joey Barton's lost it. Joey Barton's lost it here.
And what's even more ridiculous is that he doesn't believe he deserved to be sent off for the incident.
Can do nothing but apologise to the players and the fans. Still don't think it's a sending off. Tried to take one of their players with me.
No wonder the FA gave him a 12-match ban and a whopping $93,000 fine for the incident. But getting a fine and a match ban for violent conduct seems quite normal in football nowadays. But what about getting a $26,000 fine and a 3-match ban for simply celebrating? It all started in 2009. When Emmanuel Adebayor made the transfer from Arsenal to Man City, with claims he wasn't treated well by the coach and the rest of the club. Unknowingly, Adebayor held that grudge against Arsenal and waited patiently for revenge. So when both teams were up against each other in the Premier League, he knew this was his chance. So when he netted Man City's 3rd goal of the game, he celebrated in a very weird way that shocked the whole stadium and infuriated the Arsenal fans.
Good advantage played again by Mark Clattenburg. Sean Wright Phillips, Adebayor! Well, that is the moment that he has dreamt about. And so too of Manchester City. An Emmanuel Adebayor goal against Arsenal. And he sets off to celebrate like never before.
But we should have known he was going to have the final say in this match.
Although he got his revenge, it was at the expense of a whopping $26,000 fine and a 3-match ban. While Adebayor's behaviour was disrespectful, many neutral fans felt that Arsenal fans may have brought it upon themselves. In contrast, the top 3 moments involve victims who just didn't deserve such disrespect. Like when Neymar openly insulted match officials simply because they did. But first, let's kick off with a moment so wild that it almost split the English Championship in 2. Leeds manager Marcelo Bielsa sent a spy to watch Derby County training, and he boldly asserted that such an act was perfectly ordinary. What? On the 11th of January 2019, Leeds defeated Derby County 2-0 in the Championship game, but a controversial situation had happened a day before. On the 10th of January, at exactly 11 AM, Derby County officials caught an individual watching the training session from behind the fences, and when accosted, the guy immediately confessed that he was sent by the Leeds manager. When asked in an interview the next day, Marcelo openly admitted that he had sent the spy.
Marcelo, there was an incident at the Derby training ground yesterday, they say involving a member of the Leeds footballing staff. What do you know about this?
Es cierto, es real. It's true, there was someone from Leeds United. The responsible of this incident is me. I'm the responsible for it.
But what's even more shocking was when he claimed to have spied on every team in the league that season, and he just thought it was completely normal.
So in a few words, I can tell you that I observed all the rivals we played against, and we watched all the training sessions of the opponents before we played against them.
But Derby County manager Frank Lampard was having none of it.
At least on a sportsman's level, it's bad, in my opinion. If we're going to start talking about culturally I did it somewhere else and it was fine, then that doesn't work for me, because I don't believe it is fine on that level.
And after some investigations, Leeds were fined $249,000 for the spying controversy. Damn! And of course, if I'm speaking of controversies, I have to talk about Neymar Jr. But the most controversial moment of his life came in a game where he openly insulted 4 match officials. This time it was in a round of 16 second leg meeting between Man United and PSG. With a 2-0 advantage, PSG were clear favourites to progress to the next stage of the competition. But Man U let them know they weren't going down without a fight when they grabbed an early goal through Romelu Lukaku. Bernat equalised 10 minutes later, but Lukaku restored their lead in the 30th minute. And just when PSG thought the game had been won, a 90-minute drama happened.
Why not hit it?
Corner, to a deflection.
Now then, the VAR is involved here.
It's a handball, no question, or arm ball.
VAR. Penalty! Incredible!
I told you, he's given the penalty.
4th minute of stoppage time. Rashford against Buffon. It's Rashford! And Manchester United have produced the impossible!
Even Neymar was shocked. Not satisfied with the result, Neymar decided to vent his anger on social media.
This is a disgrace, and UEFA still pick 4 guys who know nothing about football to review the VAR decision in slow motion. That handball simply doesn't exist. How do you handball behind your back? Go f yourselves.
But little did he realize that was a wrong move, as the regulatory body handed him a whopping 3-match ban. And if you think that's absurd, wait until you see the top most disrespectful moment in football history. 2 Southampton fans making fun of the death of Emiliano Sala. Recognized as one of the best young strikers in the world during his time, Sala unfortunately met his untimely death in a deadly plane crash while on his way to join his new team Cardiff City back in 2019. His passing shook the world, and an avalanche of grief washed over the football world as countless people came together to honour the incredible promise of this young player. And while the world was mourning his death, these fans decided to do the opposite.
You cunt! You sick bastard!
Fortunately, they were ejected from the stadium and detained by the police, with Southampton releasing a statement that condemned the act.
Such behavior has no place in our game and will not be tolerated at St. Mary's. The club will be taking an extremely firm stance against anyone involved and intends to ban those supporters identified.
That was absolutely inappropriate, yet sometimes fans' behavior can be even more extreme. Did you know that during the 1994 World Cup in the USA, a player literally got murdered because of an own goal? Don't believe me? Then check out this video right here.